Left Earth. More from CBS.
CBS News special report. The last man to walk on the moon, Gene Cernan, has died at the age of 82. CBS's Peter King.
Eugene Cernan was a Navy fighter pilot. He became an astronaut, and it was a competitive environment.
And if you don't believe that you're as good or better than anyone else, you should be doing something else.
In 1966, Cernan became the second American to walk in space. He and Tom Stafford were the first two men to fly within 9 miles of the moon on Apollo 10.
Oh, Houston, this is Snoopy.
3.5 years later,
I was rolling on the moon one day.
Cernan was the last man to walk there, leaving himself open to a lifetime of questions.
Why didn't we go on? You guys were halfway to Mars. Why didn't you go on?
Peter King, CBS News at the Kennedy Space Center.
CBS News space consultant Bill Harwood.
Test pilot flew aboard the two-man Gemini spacecraft, flew to the moon once on a test flight that did not land, and then, of course, he touched down on Apollo 17.
He commanded that mission in 1972. Captain Cernan logged more than 566 hours in space, and more than 73 of them were on the moon. CBS News special report. I'm Allison Keyes.
3:53. 4 days until Inauguration Day, and officials are putting the final touches on security preps for the big event.
Executive Assistant Director of the FBI, Paula Bate, will be watching with representatives from several different agencies.
We're facing a more complex threat environment.
In what way?
Just in terms of the types of attacks that have occurred, things we've seen happen here in the United States and around the world.
The attacks in Paris, Belgium, and San Bernardino haunt law enforcement officials planning for this type of large event. The incidents show that terrorist organizations are capable of large-scale coordinated attacks or smaller lone wolf incidents that have been inspired by ISIS or Al-Qaeda.
That's CBS correspondent Jeff Pegues.
More than 800,000 people are expected to be here for the inauguration, and D.C. leaders are working hard to make getting in and out of town as simple as possible. Chris Geldar is director of D.C.'s Homeland Security and Emergency Management Agency.
Our goal is always to let people come to the city, to be here, to ensure that those that are coming to express those First Amendment rights can do so safely, legally, and at the end of the day, everybody goes home safe and secure.
Full details on closures and how to get around Inauguration Day on WTOP.com. Search Inauguration.
Up next, in Your Money.
Why you can't eat at one of Washington's most expensive restaurants. I'm Jeff Clayton.
3:54.
If you need new windows, listen to me carefully because you don't want to miss out on this. Locally owned Thompson Creek Window Company is, for a short time, offering 25% off every window. Their biggest sale of the year on their high-quality, energy-efficient windows. Hi, it's Chris Core. We have Thompson Creek windows at our house, and we love them. You will, too. Call 855-57-CREEK. Online at thompsoncreek.com.
Home, sweet home, sweet Thompson Creek.
Everyone remembers the first time they saw one, and the day they began to long for a Mercedes-Benz of their own. With certified pre-owned Mercedes-Benz, you can experience luxury and performance at a price you can afford. Beautiful cars that are factory certified and covered by an unlimited mileage warranty for up to 3 years. And during the certified pre-owned sales event going on now through February 28th, you can receive 2 years of complimentary prepaid maintenance and special financing available through Mercedes-Benz Financial Services. You've waited long enough.
See an authorized Mercedes-Benz dealer for complete details and limitations on certified pre-owned warranties.
Your Money at 25 and 55 on WTOP.
So Jeff of Playbar.
Wall Street took the day off in observance of Martin Luther King Jr. Day, but European markets were open and major stock indexes in Europe all posted modest losses in Monday's session. Wall Street gets right back at it with tomorrow morning's opening bell. One of Washington's most expensive restaurants has closed just 2 months after opening. Shaw Bijou, whose menu could add up to as much as $500 a person with wine and tip, slashed menu prices earlier this month. Too little too late. The Washington Post says Shaw Bijou was not filling tables or making enough to cover expenses. You can still see the circus, even though Ringling Brothers and Barnum Bailey is shutting down at the end of May. There are 2 shows at Verizon Center at the end of March and 6 in April in Fairfax. Circus owner Feld Entertainment has plenty to keep itself busy. It also owns Disney on Ice and Monster Jam. Jeff Clayton, WTOP Money.
All right, Jeff, thanks. It's 3:56.
Welcome to the Xfinity store. How can I help you?
Hey, thinking about switching to Xfinity. What's this lock and go event I'm hearing about?
Well, it's the perfect time to switch because you can lock in your low monthly rate on the X1 Triple Play all the way to January 2019. Plus, take your entertainment to go.
Wait, so can I lock it in or can I take it to go?
Exactly.
So my rate
Locked in.
live TV,
Take it to go.
on demand,
On the go.
my locked in rate,
2 full years.
movies and shows.
On the go, go, go.
So am I locking in a great rate or taking more entertainment to go?
Both. Now you've got it.
Only Xfinity from Comcast gives you more to stream to any screen, plus the fastest in-home Wi-Fi. And right now, you can get started with the X1 Starter XM Triple Play and enjoy the same low rate of $89.99 a month until January 2019 with a 2-year agreement. Or ask her to upgrade and get $400 back. The Xfinity Lock and Go event ends January 29th. So go to Xfinity.com, call 1-800-XFINITY, or visit your local Xfinity store today. Restrictions apply. New customers only. Equipment taxes and fees include broadcast TV and RSN fees extra and subject to change. After promo, regular rates apply.
Well, just when you thought it couldn't get any better, Chevy is doing it again. Chevy is starting out 2017 strong, and they're on track to have another amazing year. Chevy, the most awarded car company 2 years in a row, have received more J.D. Power Initial Quality Awards than any other brand for the 4th year in a row. That's a lot of highest-ranked vehicles. Did you know that Chevy is the most awarded car company for the last 2 years? Well, if you didn't, now you do. Chevy's on a roll, and you need to check them out.
Traffic and weather on the 8s and when it breaks.
In Charlington, the crash that was northbound before Glebe Road, exit 7, has been cleared from the roadway. The travel lanes reopened a short while ago. It will take a while for the delays to ease. Northbound between Landmark and Charlington, and the ramp from Quaker Lane and Charlington Circle also reopened at the same time. The northbound George Washington Parkway north of Slater's Lane, callers did confirm that the crash from a while ago had also been cleared. The travel lanes reopened. And on the northbound side of 395, we remain heavy and slow from before Dumfries past the Prince William Parkway, waiting for an all clear on the car that was missing the wheel. It was before exit 158 and blocking the right lane. The WTP Traffic Center is presented by Window Nation. Save money on energy bills this winter. Visit windownation.com. I'm Bob Marburg, WTP Traffic.
A chilly, cloudy Monday out there to start off our work week, at least for many of us. As we make our way in and around town tonight, temperatures going to be falling into the 30s, but not a freezing night tonight. Actually, just a cool night, not too cold. Tomorrow, a little bit more on the mild side. High temperatures in the low 50s with a good chance of shower activity. Make sure to take the umbrella with you on your Tuesday. I'm Storm Team 4 Chief Meteorologist Doug Kemp.
42 in the nation's capital.
It's 3:59.
This is WTOP, Washington's top news. WTOP-FM Washington, WWWT-FM Manassas, WTLP-FM Braddock Heights Frederick, and online at WTOP.com.
Good afternoon, I'm Sean Anderson.
I'm Hillary Howard. Up next,
a celebratory parade marks Martin Luther King Jr. Day. I'm Christy King.
Also ahead, a woman is killed by a stray bullet while walking to the store.
The memorials and roads closed around Thursday's inaugural concert. I'm Megan Cloherty.
Final thoughts from Secretary of State John Kerry as he and the rest of the administration prepare to leave.
The Wizards have no trouble with Portland this afternoon at Verizon Center.
4 o'clock.
CBS News, I'm Dave Barrett. No one has been on the moon since astronaut Gene Cernan, who has died at age 82.
God willing, and we shall return.
CBS space consultant Bill Harwood says Gene Cernan went into space on 3 occasions.
Flew aboard the 2-man Gemini spacecraft, flew to the moon once on a test flight that did not land, and then, of course, he touched down on Apollo 17.
I'm Peter King. Eugene Cernan never really liked the title, but he will forever be known as the last man on the moon.
And the spirit of peace in which we came is reflected in the lives of all mankind.
It was during Apollo 17 in December 1972. 2 generations later, humans haven't gone deeper into space. Cernan never lost hope that they would.
People want to know how it all began. What's it look like, and what's it feel like, and what you think, and were you scared?
After all, he told us, no one ever gave a ticker tape parade for a robot.
Georgia Congressman John Lewis spoke today as he honored the birth of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr.
We must not be at peace with ourselves as a nation until we have the change that Dr. King dreamed of.
Lewis had been very critical of President-elect Donald Trump. Here's correspondent Major Garrett.
The Trump transition team believes John Lewis got this started. No one told John Lewis to say to NBC what he did, which is, I don't believe this is legitimate presidency. I believe the Russians manipulated this election and helped destroy Hillary Clinton, and that made Donald Trump president-elect. The Trump transition team said, wait a minute, you don't have to do that. And now that you've attacked us, we are not going to treat you as anything other than a partisan.
Omar Mateen is dead. He was killed last year when confronted in Florida by an Orlando SWAT team at the Pulse nightclub. Now, his wife is in custody. Correspondent Steve Futterman has the details.
The arrest took place in the San Francisco Bay Area. Omar Mateen's wife was taken into custody after being charged in Florida with obstruction and aiding and abetting. Noor Salman has always denied having any prior knowledge of the attack, but it's believed that she accompanied Mateen when he bought ammunition before the shooting and was also with him when he checked out the Pulse nightclub.
49 people were killed there and 53 hurt last June. In Mexico, 5 people are dead, 15 others are hurt after a shooting at a club in Playa del Carmen. This happened as people attended an electronic music festival in Cancun. CBS's Vicki Barker.
The organizers say the shooting began just outside the nightclub where an international crowd was celebrating the end of the BPM Music Festival. They say 3 of their own security staffers died trying to protect club patrons from the lone shooter.
The gunman escaped. This is CBS News.
This year, make a resolution that's easy to keep, like expanding your horizons with Jeep Grand Cherokee's best-in-class 30 mpg highway. Or make a resolution to spend less time on social media by spending more time with Jeep Cherokee and its legendary 4x4 capability. Or the Jeep Renegade with its class-exclusive MySky open-air roof system. Get to your Jeep brand dealer today for a great deal at the Jeep Start Something New sales event. During this event, low-qualified returning FCA lessees get a low-mileage lease on the 2017 Grand Cherokee Laredo 4x4 with a gas-powered engine for $279 a month for 36 months with $14.99 due at signing. Tax, title, license extra. Based on Ward's vehicle segment. EP estimate 4x2 with available EcoDiesel V6. Actual results vary. Available features based on Jeep brand small SUV segmentation. Call 1-888-925-JEEP for details. Requires dealer contribution. Lease and Chrysler Capital. Current lease must end by 1/31/18. 25-cent charge for each mileage for 30,000. Residency restrictions apply. Take delivery by 1/31. Jeep is a registered trademark of FCA US LLC.
Hello there, it is 4:04. Thanks for being with us on this cloudy Monday, Martin Luther King Day, January the 16th. It's 41.
Live from the Glass Enclosed Nerve Center, this is Washington's top news, 103.5 FM and WTOP.com. Here are Sean Anderson and Hillary Howard.
Good afternoon. Celebration and reflection on this Martin Luther King Jr. Day. And in Southeast D.C., the holiday was marked with cheers, music, and a parade.
Marching bands, pom-pom girls, fire trucks, and clowns. The mood is festive at the Martin Luther King Jr. Parade, and some observers contemplative.
He has done such good things for us. Martin Luther King Jr. made his country better.
He died not just for back when he died for all the people that wanted to be equal.
We have a long way to go and a lot of things to be done.
Carrie Gillette of Northeast participated in the peace walk here with 4-month-old Moses.
I want him to be a fighter. I want him to stand up for what's right. I want him to recognize the privilege that he's been born into.
In Southeast, Christy King, WTOP News.
4:05 on WTOP, a developing story we're following. 2 people are hurt in what police call a domestic-related shooting and fire in Herndon this afternoon. It is on Covered Wagon Lane. Fairfax County Police have not described the conditions of the 2 people injured. Officers are now at the hospital with the victims. Fairfax County Fire Department says it's working to put out a 2-alarm fire at the same house. There is a huge police and fire presence in the area. We have a reporter headed to the scene. We'll get you more information as it comes in.
Meantime, a 67-year-old woman caught in crossfire in Southeast is dead. D.C. police say she was making her way to the store when she was caught in the middle of an apparent gun battle between gangs on Elvins Road. Another man was shot. He is expected to survive.
4:06. Hybrid car drivers can cruise through HOV lanes on Virginia's I-66 and 395 inside Beltway without any passengers. That perk is expected to end soon. forcing drivers to make a tough choice.
When VDOT starts charging tolls inside the Beltway, hybrid drivers like Greg Scott will have to make a choice: pay the toll or find a longer commuting route.
For me, it's $10,000 out of my wallet or 10 days away from my family. Neither one of those are an acceptable choice to me.
He and others from his Group 66 Alliance are in Richmond asking lawmakers to support a new bill by Delegate Tad Greason that would extend the clean fuel vehicle exemption through 2020.
The General Assembly can reverse the VDOT action with legislation, and that's what we're asking them to do.
Neil Augenstein, WTOP News.
It's not Inauguration Day yet, but we've already got closures.
If you're headed to the inaugural concert Thursday from 4 to 6 in the evening, you'll need a ticket and prepare to go through security before you'll hear headliners 3 doors down, as well as others. But even if you're not attending, there are closures associated with the concert that could impact your plans. The Lincoln Memorial will close in the pre-dawn hours and remain closed all day Thursday, as will the memorials to the Vietnam and Korean Wars and World War II. Multiple roads will be closed around the mall and the downtown grid, including Arlington Memorial Bridge. Find a list of closures and details at WTOP.com. Search concert. Megan Cloherty, WTOP News.
After traffic and weather, more on the transition between the Obama and Trump administrations, including how things are going at the State Department. 407.
You want banking to be simple and convenient. At Capital One, so do we. So we made our digital tools super easy to use. Whether you're viewing your accounts online, simple. Depositing checks on our top-rated mobile app. What do you know? Simple. Or using our chip-enhanced debit cards. Banking with us is, well, simple. With 24/7 fraud monitoring, your Capital One accounts are secure, so you can bank with confidence. Visit CapitalOne.com/bankyourway or any Capital One branch. What's in your wallet? Offered by Capital One and a member FDIC. Copyright 2016 Capital One.
Expand your horizons in nautical miles with Celebrity Cruises Sail Beyond event. For a limited time, everyone in your stateroom enjoys free drinks and Wi-Fi and saves up to $150 on award-winning vacations all over the world. Celebrity Cruises rated best premium cruise line 9 years running. Call 1-800-CELEBRITY or your travel agent by January 31st.
Offer applies to select sailings. Guests select from beverage, Wi-Fi, or other offer amenities. Other terms apply. Ships registry Malta and Ecuador. 408.
Traffic and weather on the 8s and when it breaks.
In the district, Southeast-Southwest Freeway, traffic temporarily stopped to accommodate a motorcade in Virginia, northbound 395 in Shirlington. The crash has been cleared. Northbound I-95 from before exit 152 Dumfries, heavy and slow. We've had a lot of through travelers along I-95 on the Virginia side today, most of them in the northbound direction. Last hour, we had one stop broken down in the roadway near exit 158, although I believe that's been resolved. The volume remains heavy and the pace quite slow. Once on the Beltway, through Alexandria and Fairfax, across the American Legion Bridge, running smoothly. On the Prince George's County side of the Beltway, the side that carries I-95 north and southbound, that too runs without reported delay. 210 near Wilson Bridge Drive, they were set to look for a crash. Did get an update on the northbound GW Parkway. The crash north of Slater's Lane resolved quite some time ago. Maryland side, Route 50 from northeast Washington to the eastern shore and back is run without delay between the Capitol Beltway and 695 on the BW Parkway on I-95. We've had no recent mishaps or distractions in either direction. WTOP reporters are driven by Fitzgerald, Subaru, and Rockville, coming to see the no haggle, no hassle Fitzway low price posted on every car at Fitzgerald, Subaru, and Rockville. And that is the Fitzway. I'm Bob Marburg, WTOP Traffic.
Kind of a cool, cloudy day across our region. High temperatures today only in the low to mid 40s for the most part as we move on through the rest of the evening. Don't be surprised by a stray sprinkle or two, but most of us will stay on the dry side tonight. Much better chance of rain during the day tomorrow. Just showers for the most part and nothing too heavy. High temperatures tomorrow, a little bit warmer into the low 50s. On Wednesday, mostly cloudy. Highs once again in the mid 50s. And on Thursday, mostly cloudy. High at 56. I'm Storm Team 4 Chief Meteorologist Doug Cameron.
Right now, we're at 42 here in Northwest D.C., 44 at Reagan National Airport as we dip back into the 30s later tonight.
It is 4:11. Now an exit interview with Secretary of State John Kerry. He'll likely be replaced as the top U.S. diplomat by former ExxonMobil CEO Rex Tillerson. So far, the passing of the torch between Kerry and Tillerson has consisted of a 5-minute phone call.
Let's get more from CBS News correspondent Margaret Brennan.
As he prepares to leave office, Secretary Kerry is clearly worried that President-elect Trump might undo some of his hard-won achievements, namely the historic deal to freeze Iran's nuclear program. Mr. Trump is pledged to rip it up.
Now, if all of a sudden you pull out of that, all of our allies who joined us in the effort will have extraordinary questions about America's leadership and American judgment.
Kerry is also concerned about the Middle East, where he spent 9 months trying to secure peace between the Israelis and Palestinians. He said the president-elect's campaign pledge to move the U.S. embassy to the disputed city of Jerusalem would inflame the Arab world.
You'd have an explosion, an absolute explosion in the region.
Neighboring Syria has already exploded, killing thousands of civilians and leaving millions displaced. Dictator Bashar al-Assad, whom the administration argued must step down, has held on to power. Kerry advocated using military force but was overruled by President Obama, and his exhaustive diplomacy led to sharp criticism.
What's the alternative to that? Is the alternative that the Secretary of State of the United States, the President of the United States, are going to be in these important, powerful positions and do nothing about one of the greatest catastrophes, humanitarian catastrophes that's unfolding before our eyes? Of course not.
Kerry says his drive to become a peacemaker was forged while fighting in Vietnam, where he deployed in 1968, but he later became an anti-war advocate. Back in Vietnam nearly 5 decades later, Kerry says that experience changed him.
I feel that it chastened me, it cautioned me, it gave me a sense of understanding of how people in positions of responsibility can look at something and misunderstand it or make a decision that costs lives.
After he steps down, Kerry says he'll find another way to serve. But without that Air Force 757 that's ferried him over 1 million miles to 91 countries. These are your living quarters in here.
This is it. Home away from home.
He'll trade the cabin he's made home for 4 years for his real home in Boston, where he admits at 73 he's got some catching up to do.
I've got grandkids and, kids that pay a little more attention, and my wife would love to see me.
So what are you going to do next?
Have some fun.
Margaret Brennan, CBS News, Washington.
We'll talk about the amazing Wizards next. 4:14.
Let's offer patients with cancer more to hope for than a cookbook treatment. At Inova, we give patients a voice in their own care by participating in precision medicine therapies at the molecular level. When conventional therapies are inadequate, we use the DNA of a patient's cancer to guide them to the right treatment, often through a clinical trial. Learn more about your precision cancer treatment team at Inova.org/precision. Inova. Join the future of health.
Why trust the parts pros at Advance Auto? Because if there's one thing they know, it's parts.
Let's call Advance Auto Parts Batteries. This is Marquis speaking.
Hi, Marquis. I need to change my oil, and I want the best.
Okay. I've got a Benzoyl Platinum for today.
And how much is that?
$27.99.
And that's good stuff, right?
Yes, sir. Protect your engine from heat, sludge.
You really know your stuff. What's a good time of night to view Neptune?
Advance Auto Parts. We know everything about auto parts. Now get 5 quarts of Benzoyl Platinum Full Synthetic for just $27.99 while supplies last. See store for detail.
Sports at 15 and 45. Fed by Papa John's. Better ingredients. Better pizza.
4:15. Let's go to George Wallace as we've got a big Wizards victory, huh?
Yeah, coming up, Sean. It's final minutes. The Wizards blowing out the Trailblazers, extending the home winning streak. Dave Preston is at the Verizon Center. Some pretty good basketball today, Dave.
That's right, George. Under a minute to play in regulation. Wizards lead Portland 120-99, dominating from downtown, hitting 13 of 21 from three-point range, 6 in double figures, led by Bradley Beal's 25 points. Damian Lillard has 22 for the Trailblazers. Former Terp Jake Layman saw 7 minutes in the first half. He's come back in late in the fourth quarter, has 3 points on the day. Wizards, though, all over Portland, 120-99.
All right, Dave, the Capitals tonight in Pittsburgh looking to continue a winning streak that's at 9 right now. 4 shutouts in the last 6 games, playing some good hockey, tops in the NHL right now. And the Caps are just rolling. They beat Pittsburgh last week. They look to do it again tonight. College basketball, Villanova's back on top of the AP Top 25 this week after Baylor losing just hours after jumping to that top spot last week. Villanova, Kansas, UCLA, Gonzaga, Kentucky, the top 5. Virginia checking in at 16. Maryland in at 25th this week on both polls, AP and the coaches poll. Right now, 4-1, top of the Big Ten, 16-2 overall. Redskins interviewing Rob Ryan today for the defensive coordinator position. You heard me right, Rob Ryan.
Wow.
Rob Reiner?
Rex.
I'm joking.
Now that would be a story. Rex's brother Rob has been a defensive coordinator before. Washington Post also reporting the interview 49ers linebacker coach Jason Tarver. Josh McDaniels withdrawing his name from consideration for the 49ers head job. The lone coaching job left. He's going to stay in New England. And how about this? The Niners interviewed Tom Cable. Remember Tom Cable from the Raiders?
Yeah.
The head coaching position.
Yeah, that's kind of interesting.
Interesting is right.
Yeah, well, you know, he wasn't bad with the Raiders, and they fired him. They got way worse.
That's true. That's true. So they didn't give him another shot. But we'll see what happens. San Francisco, the lone head coaching job still out there. George Wallace, WTOP Sports.
Thank you, George. 417.
Choosing the right preschool for our daughter was one of the biggest decisions we've ever made. It had to be a school where she'd be happy and loved. That's why we were so relieved to find Chesterbrook Academy. The minute we walked through the doors, we just knew. The teachers are so caring and our daughter has learned so much. They also have an app called Links to Home, where I can easily see updates about her day at school, including photos of what she's learning and how happy she is. Our daughter has gone from a shy 2-year-old to a confident preschooler who loves to learn. And she hasn't just learned about letters and numbers. She's learned how to share, take turns, and be a good friend. Our little girl is ready and excited for elementary school because of Chesterbrook Academy.
Chesterbrook Academy preschools are hosting an open house on Saturday, January 21st from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. Learn more about the perfect balance of learning and play at ChesterbrookAcademy.com. That's ChesterbrookAcademy.com.
Everyone is coming to the 2017 Washington Auto Show. I've seen the guest list. This year, 3 amazing floors of exotic and luxury models, sports and performance cars, full-size, compacts, SUVs, hybrids, electrics, with all the latest technology. And of course,